Now on 4 News Now at 6, a deadly police shooting leaves a Spokane homeowner with blood and damage in his backyard. So who's responsible for the cleanup? Why he says he's getting few answers.
The weekend is here and just in time. The skies are clearing, the winds are dying down, and it is going to be a gorgeous weekend. I'll have your first alert forecast.
And Washington is one step closer to its first ever income tax as lawmakers advance the so-called millionaire's tax. Why a Republican effort to send the measure to voters was shot down, and what happens next. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
I think I deserve at least a new fence and some compensation.
This Spokane man isn't sure what to do about the crime scene left in his backyard. Police shot and killed a stabbing suspect there earlier this week. It happened near Northwest Boulevard early Wednesday morning.
But the homeowner says police haven't done anything to clean up the blood and the damage left at the scene. Derek Strom is live near Carlisle Avenue, where you can still see that damage.
Kirsten, Derek, you can see several parts of this fence were broken so that law enforcement could get a better view of the suspect. But getting the city to pay for this could depend on whether they did more damage than necessary to the property. Colt Ward woke up around 1:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning to sirens and police telling a man to surrender. The suspect they were looking for was Richard Shepard, who was accused of stabbing a man at the Apple Tree Inn in North Spokane. Ward saw Shepard climbing over his fence in the moments before he was shot and killed by Spokane police.
I was hoping when I came home from work, it would at least look like they attempted to close my gate or fix something or clean up the bodily fluids that was left.
Ward says there's still blood on the side of his house and in several other spots in his backyard. There's also a bullet hole in his next-door neighbor's fence in addition to the damage to his fence.
There was nobody gave me a crime scene cleanup number. The detective gave me a couple contacts, basically, if I wanted to get some kind of grant.
Spokane police say homeowners will typically have to file an insurance claim with the city to be reimbursed for any damage. The Washington State Supreme Court has ruled police officers can be liable for damage caused during a search, but only if the police caused more damage than necessary. Ward is worried about the health risks of having to clean up the mess himself.
Who knows if this guy would have had some kind of disease and now it's on the side of my house, in my yard on, this penny, live shotgun shell. Also, they littered everywhere. There's trash.
Spokane Police says the risk management department at City Hall determines whether claims for damage like this will get approved. Ward hopes that he will get more clarity on whether or not he'll be able to take some action towards getting this fixed in the coming days. Live in Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
And in the last few hours, the police department released the names of the officers involved in that deadly shooting. Detective Taylor Johnson and Nathan Donaldson, as well as Officer Daniel Valencia, were involved. They've been placed on paid administrative leave, which is standard protocol following a shooting. Well, Washington is one step closer to having its first ever income tax as the House Finance Committee advances a bill known as the millionaire's tax.
Republicans made a final push this week to take this bill out of the hands of legislators and instead leave it up to voters, but that was struck down this morning. Alexandra Cohen-Yards joins us in studio now. And Alexandra, this has been one of the most debated bills during this legislative session.
Yeah, it really has. And one Eastern Washington representative told me she has gotten hundreds of emails and calls on this issue. And they believe the reaction from the public shows this bill should be up to voters. But the clock is ticking, and Democrats contend this bill is needed to address to strengthen the state's economy. It is a tax that would only impact those who make more than $1 million a year. But some warn the financial burden could go far beyond that.
People don't realize what the millionaire tax, what level that's really going to hit.
Eastern Washington Representative Suzanne Schmidt says she has gotten several calls from small business owners saying this tax would either force them to close or leave the state.
And because Spokane and Spokane Valley is so close to the Idaho border, it's simpler.
Governor Bob Ferguson has said the bill should include a tax break for small businesses, so they wouldn't have to pay B&O tax on the first $2.5 million of gross revenue. Today, Democrats argued this tax is needed to fill the financial deficit.
it's necessary for us to fully fund our basic education, higher education, early childhood, child care.
Historically, Washington voters have struck down income taxes. Republicans argue that is why this proposal should be on the ballot.
So trusting politicians with an income tax, the track record says don't do it.
The first $1 million an individual makes would not be impacted by this bill. The rest would have a 9.9% tax. Democrats say this is needed to create a more just tax system in the state.
This is one of those moments where we have an opportunity to make our tax system better and more sustainable for the future.
Democrats estimate the bill would generate an estimated $3.5 to $3.7 billion a year. Republicans tell me they are ready to continue fighting against this bill on the House floor. If passed, it would go into effect in January of 2028. In studio tonight, Alexandra Cohen-Yarts, 4 News Now.
All right, Alexandra, thank you. A bill that would break from federal vaccine guidance is now heading to Washington Governor Bob Ferguson's desk. Lawmakers passed a bill that would require insurers to cover immunizations recommended by the Washington State Department of Health, not the CDC's advisory committee, which U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy overhauled last year. For decades, the panel has advised the CDC on which vaccines insurers must cover. But Democrats say the federal guidance can no longer be trusted. Once signed by Governor Ferguson, it would take effect immediately.
All the changes to vaccine recommendations can be confusing for patients. So we recently talked to a family medicine doctor in Spokane about infectious disease prevention and vaccines. Dr. Gretchen LaSalle works with patients at the MultiCare Rockwood Clinic in Spokane. She used to serve on a subcommittee for the Federal Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices before there was a shakeup with the CDC and the membership changed. She says in Washington, there's very clear public health support, including the West Coast Health Alliance. Even so, vaccine hesitancy is contributing to the spread of preventable diseases.
We already are seeing return of infectious disease with measles. We've had bad whooping cough outbreaks the last couple of years, RSV. There's all sorts of viruses and diseases that will return if we don't maintain a high level of vaccination.
According to the CDC, as of yesterday, there have been more than 1,100 confirmed measles cases in the U.S. so far this year. That is 6 times more than is typically expected for an entire year. The CDC says 92% of those measles cases were in unvaccinated people. If you have questions about vaccines, make an appointment with your doctor. Dr. LaSalle says one of the best ways to help patients through the changing guidance is open, honest conversations.
All right, that beautiful weekend we've been promising all week is now finally here.
Yeah, it's going to be perfect to get out, enjoy the great outdoors, maybe do a little bit of skiing or snowboarding. I heard the two of you like that idea. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker here.
Yeah, it's one of those weekends where you can golf one day and ski the next. That's why we love the Inland Northwest. I want to share our view right now over the Numerica Veterans Arena because we have got some really cool clouds. Sunset about a half an hour ago, but we have these wave clouds that are still present. That is indicating some shear between the winds at the surface and in the mid layers of the atmosphere, that 700 millibar level. Lenticular clouds, or clouds that were lenticular and have detached from the mountain ranges, have been prominent. I captured this image about a half an hour ago of a flying circle type cloud. Very interesting. We have southwest winds at the surface right now, 24-mile-per-hour gusts in Pullman. It is still breezy in spots, but these winds will be dying down, and we have calmer conditions ahead for the weekend. We are right on the edge of a stationary front, as by its name, it's barely moved, and that's been keeping us in the clouds and keeping an occasional mountain snow shower going. But we are finally going to be able to clear out as we head into the weekend for partly cloudy skies this evening. Temperatures slow to cool, will still be above freezing at 11 o'clock. I'll be back to take you through hour by hour of that weekend forecast in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Well, the search is now now on for a new sheriff of Shoshone County. Sheriff William Eddy is resigning after being appointed 3.5 months ago. He says he is stepping down due to medical reasons and stress. During his time as sheriff, there was a deadly shooting at the public safety building in Wallace. That was in December. 2 people were hurt. The gunman was killed at the scene. Last month, 3 police chiefs sent a letter to county commissioners declaring they had no confidence in Sheriff Eddy, citing how he handled the shooting and his lack of qualifications for the administrative tasks of sheriff. He released a statement reading in part, quote, "Serving Shoshone County in this capacity has been one of the greatest honors of my professional life. I am grateful for the support I have received from county leadership and the citizens of this community."
The city of Coeur d'Alene has released its short list of candidates for its next chief of police, and there's a familiar face on that list. Former Spokane Police Chief Craig Meidel is one of the finalists. He left SPD in 2023 and has recently been serving as the interim police chief in Richland. The other candidates include the current temporary Coeur d'Alene Police Chief Dave Hager, Chief Jake Fisher from the El Monte Police Department in California, and Deputy Chief Gray Yeager from Fort Collins, Colorado. City Administrator Ron Jacobson says selecting a police chief is one of the most significant decisions they can make, writing, "The chief sets the tone for accountability, integrity, and trust between members of the department, the rest of the city team, community partnerships, and the citizens."
Well, as the Colfax Bulldogs boys basketball team begins their run to state today, they're going to be without their leader.
Head coach Reese Jenkins passed away today after a battle with cancer. Our Jack Wallace has the story on just how impactful this legendary high school coach was.
The fight against cancer isn't defined by what was lost, but what legacy carries on through life. And Colfax coach Reese Jenkins lived with such heart throughout his time leading the Bulldogs. Jenkins sat on the sidelines, still emphatically coaching his team to a perfect 24-0 record, helped by his son, Cedric Adric, who has been one of the best players across all of 2B this season, also his daughter on the girls team too. Colfax honored Jenkins with a Purple Out game back in January, purple the color for pancreatic cancer awareness. One Bulldog player, Gunnar Brown, spoke to us after that Purple Out game on just how much Jenkins means to him.
You know, I've known them my whole life. Reese has been like kind of a second dad to me since I've grown up. He's been my coach since about, I think, 3rd grade, and Adric's been my teammate forever. And, you know, it's just surreal to see this community. They've done so much for this community, and it's just really cool to see this community come together for them and show, let us show them how much we love them and support them and how much we're here for them, honestly.
Colfax now begins their state tournament run tonight. They play at West Valley High School against the Liberty Bell Mountain Lions tonight at 8. We'll bring all the highlights on Nightside, and his GoFundMe to help out the family. The link for that is on our website, KXLY.com. Derek, Kirsten, back to you.
Left a mark on a lot of people.
That's right. Thank you, Jack. Investigators are trying to figure out who scammed the city of Newport out of hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars.
Hear from the mayor on how it happened and what comes next coming up. And parents in Post Falls say therapy services for children with disabilities have transformed their kids' lives. But now those programs could be at risk. We'll show you how proposed budget cuts could impact families who rely on that care.
$3 million in federal funding is headed to Spokane County for more addiction treatment beds, but there's a catch. Why it will take months to arrive. Next on 4 News Now.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
Pump up the volume. Go ahead. Crank the volume. We got you. USPS has increased daily package processing capacity by 46% in the past 5 years. And with USPS Ground Advantage, your packages stay in our secure network, dock to door, nationwide. For full visibility, near real-time tracking, affordable pricing, for peace of mind. USPS Ground Advantage.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all.
Get 1.9% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus $1,000 trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Thanks for coming in to talk about Doug Jr.
Of course. 3rd grade is when I learned Liberty Mutual could save you hundreds by customizing your car insurance.
Why don't you come sit with us?
Oh, a little snug. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Good sleep is essential to life, health,
and happiness. And all good sleep starts with the right mattress. With Doctor's Choice from Denver Mattress, you'll find the perfect combination of body-cradling comfort and reactive support. And with 10 levels of comfort to choose from, I put my trust in Consumer Reports' recommended Doctor's Choice Plush. Patients ask me how I treat my own back issues, and I suggest they turn to Doctor's Choice at Denver Mattress.
It's what I did and continue to do to maintain my active lifestyle.
Save thousands on the new Revolutionary Swim Spa at a one-time sale. Today through Sunday. 2 locations, Coeur d'Alene and Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation and 1 day only. New 2026 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Kootenai County Fairgrounds, Coeur d'Alene, and Hapo Center, Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Tonight, we have an update on a facility to help people with mental health issues and addiction in Spokane.
Federal funding has been directed toward expanding the Spokane Regional Stabilization Center. Natalie Keller tells us what's next for the project.
The $3 million of congressional spending that Senator Murray has directed to Spokane County will fund additional beds for people experiencing withdrawal. But it could be months until that money comes through. A Spokane County spokeswoman says receiving federal funds can be a long process. The timeline is up in the air. The funds will eventually be put towards a new building. That'll add on to the existing stabilization center. It's intended to offer holistic care, addressing physical and mental health and addiction. County leaders say the sobering center will provide immediate treatment for those struggling with addiction, helping divert individuals from unnecessary hospital trips and the Spokane County Jail. Senator Murray said in a statement that she will keep fighting for funding to make sure people in Washington state get the care and treatment they are counting on and that could save their life. The project is expected to cost $21 million and open in fall 2027. Reporting in Spokane, Natalie Keller, 4 News Now.
48 degrees today in Spokane. 43 is our average high. We'll be in similar territory tomorrow. However, it will be less windy, so it's going to feel warm, especially with some sunshine. Our sunset tonight was at 5:32. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Book your stay and play today at MysticQuaCasinoHotel.com.
Ready for a refresh? From fabrics to the floor plan, we can pull it all together to create spaces you'll love coming home to. The Tin Roof. It's more than furniture, it's a feeling.
Gold medal markdowns are happening now at George Gee Kia. Go for the gold and score great deals like the 2026 Kia Sorento EX all-wheel drive. Lease for only $399 a month. Or the 2026 Kia Carnival LXS, also just $399 a month. These offers will move at record speed, so sprint in today. Shop George Gee Kia off I-90 in Liberty Lake or shop SpokaneKia.com.
This February, you can help meet a real need right here in our community. Spokane Mardi Gras supports women and girls experiencing homelessness and poverty, one essential health item at a time.
Mardi Gras provides pads, tampons, bras, underwear, and hygiene items for women in need. Your donations help build confidence and uplift lives.
When our community comes together, small donations make a big difference. Numerica Credit Union is proud to support this campaign. Scan the QR code to join us in supporting Mardi Gras.
What's more powerful than an unexpected storm? Insurance that helps clean it up. Western National Insurance. That's the power of nice.
Ready for a refresh? From fabrics to the floor plan, we can pull it all together to create spaces you'll love coming home to. The Tin Roof. It's more than furniture, it's a feeling.
You have bared your soul.
GMA Monday. Christina Applegate revealing a side of herself she never has.
What made you change your mind?
The powerful Robin Roberts interview.
I'm in.
Starting Monday, only on
Good Morning America.
All right, you'll be able to trade those thick coats for some sunglasses this weekend because we have some spring-like weather on the way.
But the big question is, will it stick around, Chris?
It is going to stick around through the start of the work week, and then we'll have some changes. Let's take a look at our current temperatures. We're still in the mid-40s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene right now. Skies clearing, however, and boy, as I mentioned, we had a really nifty sky tonight. If you took any pictures of some of the cool clouds where you live, please send them to me. There's my email address right there, Chris with a K, C at KXLY.com. I'd love to see them. 4 things to know about your weather. Skies are clearing. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. We're going to be in the 50s 4 days. We do have some rain coming next week, but tomorrow it is dry, 0% chance of precipitation. And look at these winds, just basically calm throughout the day. Would still be a cool start to the day, so it isn't exactly going to be short sleeves until we get into the afternoon. We start warming up nicely. It's going to be 48 at the airport. However, in Spokane, most locations should make it to 50 degrees, especially with all of that sunshine. Temperatures around the region: 50 in downtown all the way into Coeur d'Alene, 49 in Meade, 50 in 9 Mile, 49 degrees in Spangle, and 47 tomorrow in Spirit Lake. We'll be in the mid-40s in Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint, hoping to clear out the clouds from the system that is stuck to your north and east. 50s for Moses Lake and Ritzville, as well as Lewiston. Starting off Saturday at 6 o'clock, we are going to track our weather pattern. Fairly quiet, high pressure building in for the start of the work week. Systems passing by to our south at the beginning of the week. And then as we get into late Tuesday and Wednesday, we begin what will be a series of disturbances coming through. Enough cold air aloft that I believe that we'll see some mountain snow, but we're going to be warm enough at the surface that it is mainly going to be rain with these systems. We go to an 80% chance of precipitation on Wednesday after 0 through Tuesday, and actually that wet weather could arrive as early as Tuesday night. Temperatures will be impacted by the wet weather, but we're going to be on a warming trend up to 54 on Tuesday, and we only drop to 50 on Wednesday. We'll be in the upper 40s through the end of the 7-day forecast. That white line is our average high. We'll keep the above average temperatures going. Overnight lows, meanwhile, with the lighter winds, once the winds calm down, our temperature can decrease much more rapidly. So we're going to have some cooler nights ahead for the next 4 nights. And then with the clouds, we'll start seeing some warmer overnights, including close to 40 degrees on Wednesday morning. Kirsten?
Close to opening the windows again. Maybe not with the raindrops, but yeah, that's great news. Thanks, Chris. Still ahead, Newport is out $330,000 after falling victim to an online scam. We'll explain how it happened and what it could mean for city projects.
And families in Post Falls fear vital therapy services for children with disabilities could be cut. We'll show you how proposed budget and Medicaid reductions affect the care kids rely on. Next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Horizon Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Extreme Team.
It's the wall-to-wall sale at Furniture Row, and that means everything is on sale. Find amazing deals on sofas, dining groups, bedroom sets, and mattresses. Shop the comfort, the style, the selection, the savings during the wall-to-wall sale, only at Furniture Row.
What kind of a book is it?
It's a love story.
The Notebook is now a romantic Broadway musical for the ages, full of butterfly-inducing highs.
Why didn't you write to me?
I wrote you a letter every day for a year.
Based on the best-selling novel that inspired the iconic film. Fall in love again at The Notebook.
March 17th through the 22nd at the First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Before it's your York air conditioner, it belongs to Chad Peachin, who inspects and tests every unit on the line. And Ricky Howard, whose leak testing process is 99.9% accurate. And Sid Castile, who checks for fabrication flaws down to ridiculous tolerances. You see, before you buy it, they own it. So if you want something really well built, you want a York. Built here. Built right. Built by York.
If you're listening to this right now and you're suffering from numbness, tingling, burning pain in the hands, legs, and feet, pay close attention because you may be suffering from peripheral neuropathy.
What is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is actual nerve damage. Now, primarily we see this in the hands and feet and in the arms and legs.
What are the symptoms?
Symptoms of peripheral neuropathy are numbness, tingling, burning pain in the hands, legs, and feet, muscle cramps, and worst of all, balance problems that can lead to dangerous falls.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It is absolutely treatable, and we get some great outcomes.
If you're experiencing burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your hands or feet, or having balance issues, call today for your nerve damage screening. Your screening will determine if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our innovative treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe there's nothing that can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputation. The first 25 callers receive a free nerve damage screening. Act now and call to schedule your screening. First 25 callers receive the screening for free.
Say no to middleman mattress Marco Malaise. And yes to factory direct savings at Denver Mattress. And during the March mattress sale, everything is on sale. Like the Consumer Reports recommended Doctor's Choice plush. And free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Well, parents in Idaho are advocating for changes to the state's proposed budget cuts.
On top of Medicaid cuts, Governor Brad Little has proposed cutting services that help adults and children with developmental disabilities gain independence. Mary Sheridan spoke with concerned parents and clinicians.
Here at the Learning Garden in Post Falls, families say services like speech, behavioral, and developmental therapies aren't just helpful, they're life-changing.
Blue, red, yellow.
Once a week, 7-year-old Jackson works one-on-one with certified occupational therapy assistant Holly Cox.
Do you like the snow?
No.
No? It's not my favorite either.
Jackson doesn't realize it, but he's really practicing important cognitive, motor, and social skills. His mom, Tiffany, can't believe the independence he's gained over the past 4 years.
Because of the services that he's received, his life has changed immensely.
But recent budget discussions suggest disability services like those offered at the Learning Garden may be at risk.
When Governor Little proposed his budget and he proposed to not fund home and community-based services, that's when I knew that we were heading towards a crisis.
These proposed reductions come as Idaho families are navigating recent cuts to Medicaid.
They've already done a 4% cut across for providers, so this is just another blow.
The cuts would make it harder for some clinics to stay afloat.
78% of our caseload is Medicaid. That's going to make it very difficult to continue to keep doors open.
And many parents worry they'll have to make some tough decisions.
This is so expensive. I can't even explain the impact it will have. Parents are going to have to get other jobs, which then takes them away from their families. If these kiddos can't get these services, they will regress.
Idaho's budget won't be finalized until later in March. So parents and local clinicians are urging the community to contact legislators now.
We didn't choose to have these struggles in life, but we do all want our kids to have a successful future. And unfortunately, if they cut these services, that's not going to be the case.
In Post Falls, Mary Sheridan, 4 News Now.
Well, social media isn't all bad for kids. It can spark creativity and connection, but experts warn it also comes with real risks when young brains are still developing.
We'll show you the warning signs experts say parents should look out for and how you can create a healthier digital balance at home.
Sorry it happened. It shouldn't have.
The city of Newport is trying to recover after losing $330,000 taxpayer dollars to an online scam. We'll show you how the scheme unfolded, what projects could now be impacted, and how investigators are working to track down who's responsible. Stay with us.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Yolk's Exclusives. Original recipes crafted in-house. Every day.
by people who take fresh seriously and sold exclusively at Yolk's Fresh Markets.
Eastern Washington University is the region's polytechnic. And that means we don't do things like everyone else. We put hands-on learning at the forefront of everything we do. Our polytechnic plays trumpet, learns applied ethics, and studies humanities and education. It powers the research centers that give our STEM graduates an edge in the workforce. We are your Eastern Washington University, the region's polytechnic.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0% APR on Sierra 1500 models.
ShopDaveSmith.com.
It matters every day and every night. It matters that we're not just in your community, but that we're part of it.
We'd be happy to help you.
Making sure everyone feels welcomed and rewarded.
Extra bucks on the way out, okay?
It matters that we're here for what the doctor prescribed.
Thanks so much, Eric.
And also, just what the doctor ordered.
Need some help?
Right by your side,
Hi, Alex.
right when you need us.
I'm gonna go grab that for you, okay?
Welcome to CBS. Join us.
Clay Walker stands as a towering figure in country music with electrifying performances. Live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, March 5th. The train is right on time. Grand Funk Railroad still shining on tour. Live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, April 16th. Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, May 14th. Get your tickets now.
Winning is just the beginning.
Yolk's Exclusives. Original recipes crafted in-house every day by people who take fresh seriously and sold exclusively at Yolk's Fresh Markets.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
It's a deep gouge. It really does hurt.
The city of Newport says it's been scammed out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a loss in taxpayer money that could impact upcoming city projects.
City officials say it's all because of an online scam that's targeting cities all across the country. Madeline Mullins spoke to the mayor today and has details on how this happened and what the city is doing about it.
It all started with an email.
It was kind of an elaborate email scheme.
Details from officials are limited, but it was an email that appeared to come from one of the city's vendors. And as the communication progressed, resulted in the city of Newport losing $330,000 of taxpayer money.
It's a deep gouge. It really does hurt. And, you know, it's not something that's recoverable very quickly.
It's a significant loss in money for a city with an annual budget of $9 million. Newport Mayor Keith Campbell says it could have noticeable impacts on the city's budget.
That obviously is a concern. You know, we want to be able to continue do the projects that we have slated for, you know, the summer for different projects that we have. Some of the projects will be affected, others may not be, but we're just, at this point, we're just kind of reevaluating and seeing what we can do.
Today, Newport taxpayers shared their frustrations and confusion with me. None wanted to speak on camera, but everyone I spoke with was trying to understand how the city could fall for this. It's something Mayor Campbell says the city is trying to figure out as well. Right now, the city says that there is an internal and outside investigation taking place, but would not share who is conducting that outside investigation. But they did mention that the FBI may be getting involved.
Hopefully we have some remedies, different things that we can do. That's all part of that investigation. You know, my hope would be that we could get some, if not all of it back.
While the city waits for the investigation to end, it says next steps include reorganizing the city budget and regaining the trust of the community.
I'm sorry it happened. It shouldn't have.
In Newport, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
Well, we are headed into the weekend, and like Chris Crocker said, we have some beautiful sunsets.
That's right. We've been seeing plenty of them lately. Do we have another one tonight here, Chris?
We did have a beautiful, in fact, I can hear my email pinging about every 10 seconds of the photos, so I'll be able to share a sample of those coming up in just a few minutes. I want to show you our high temperatures across the region today, because it is quite a thing. From 44 degrees in Coeur d'Alene to 60 in Moses Lake, 57 in Lewiston, only 45 in Bonners Ferry. The difference, the cloud cover that we have been under. There has been a stationary front parked right about here, so we are just on the edge of that, and you do not have to go very far to the west to be in the clear. We've been in and out of the clouds in Spokane with some clearing now. We've even had some mountain snow showers, but we will be clearing through the overnight and through the morning tomorrow. You'll hang on to some clouds in North Idaho through the first part of the weekend, but then you should see some sunshine. Winds are dying down, still a few spots in the Columbia Basin where we're seeing some higher gusts, but expect calm conditions for Saturday. We'll start the day off with a few clouds, but as the day goes on, we will be clearing. That high of 48. Same as today. 43 is our average high. I'll be back with some of those photos and your 7-day forecast, Eric.
All right, Chris, thank you. More water could soon be flowing down the Columbia and Snake Rivers. A federal judge in Oregon ordered dams on the rivers to release more water in order to help salmon populations. Last fall, environmental groups sued the government when the Trump administration canceled previous operational orders aimed at helping the fish. Supporters say the increased water levels would allow salmon to more easily migrate. Critics argue more water going through the spillways means less water to be used for generating electricity and makes the rivers more difficult for barges to navigate. Idaho Governor Brad Little calls the judge's decision a direct attack on agriculture and Idaho's energy security, writing, "This decision negatively and directly affects hundreds of thousands of Idahoans, including our farmers. Idaho will not stand by while decisions made outside our borders put our public safety and economy at risk."
In News for Your Health, it's not formally recognized as a mental health disorder, but concerns are growing about what too much social media may be doing to kids and teens.
Mandy Gaither shares practical steps parents can take to help their children build a healthier relationship with their screens.
It's not all bad. Social media can help children and teens create connections and be creative. But since their brains are still developing, it also comes with some risk,
including exposure to racist and sexist content, unrealistic beauty standards, disinformation, and cyberbullying.
Tamar Mendelson with the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health says parents can help create a healthy digital balance for young social media users by filling their time with in-person activities. That includes phone-free meals with family when possible, healthy bedtimes, and after-school clubs or sports.
Encouraging or requiring in-person activities can be more effective than simply banning social media because it offers concrete and hopefully enjoyable alternatives.
Next, Mendelson says to choose quality over quantity. She says because everyone is different, it's not possible to set a blanket time deemed safe to spend on social media. Instead, encourage positive online spaces that affirm their identity and expand their social circle.
This can be especially useful for young people with marginalized identities, including LGBTQ+ youth and youth with disabilities.
Finally, be aware of concerning behavior, including increasing amounts of time spent on social media sites if it's interfering with daily tasks or it's difficult to get them off these sites. Mendelson says persistent preoccupation with social media is also a problem.
Those are red flags that parents and educators should pay attention to.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, Gonzaga battles St. Mary's tomorrow for one last bout in the regular season as WCC members.
The iconic rivalry closes a chapter in Moraga with plenty of postseason stakes on the line.
The Zags need a win to keep their NCAA Tournament 3 seed hopes alive, but this rivalry is much more than just national seeding. It's personal. Find out what the Zags need to do to sweep the Gales. We have it next in sports.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
4 News Now weather is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Rain or shine, day or night, good weather always reigns at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. No matter the weather, winning is better. Your 7-day forecast calls for fun at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Coeur d'Alene Casino, where winning is just the beginning.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything. In the GMC Sierra. Get 0% APR on Sierra 1500 models.
See your local GMC dealer.
Grins and Giggles Family Dentistry wants to bring out your smile with discounts and pricing that people are often surprised at. Experts in full mouth rehab cases, they have a gentle touch when it comes to the state-of-the-art work they do. They accept most insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, and even help with those who are uninsured, up to 50% in some cases. If you need a good dentist and want a gentle price for a great product, schedule your appointment today. Grins and Giggles Family Dentistry in the Spokane Valley.
I'm Dr. Roxanne Haslam. I'm one of the urologists at North Idaho Urology.
Dr. Matt McLaughlin.
North Idaho Urology, I'm Dr. Ellison.
I'm Dr. David Flores. I work at North Idaho Urology as one of the urologists there in the practice.
The North Idaho Urology difference is that we care. North Idaho Urology, we really strive to just provide an excellent experience for the patients.
What's important to me in taking care of patients is trust in their surgeon.
Give us a call, go to our website. We'd love to see you soon.
You've come to expect more from 4 News Now, and we're giving it to you. Starting Sunday, the team you trust will be on Fox 28. More breaking news, more stories that matter, more from the First Alert Weather Team. More ways to watch 4 News Now on Fox 28. Expect more.
Is this the end of happy hour?
Bars are struggling.
With alcohol drinking plummeting, what they're doing to tempt people back to happy hour. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
I'm RJ Decker, private investigator. Uncovering the Sunshine State's darkest secrets.
None of it ever phases you, huh?
Gonzaga St. Mary's, one of, if not the best West Coast rivalries, returns for one last glorious edition in Moraga tomorrow. A battle not for the top seed, but for all the pride as Gonzaga closes its WCC chapter. The Zags have more than twice as many wins than losses in St. Mary's in the Mark Few era, but only have one win over the past 4 years there. St. Mary's owning this series on the road. The Gales are one of the nation's premier rebounding teams, top 15 in offensive boards and third on the defensive side. And just like the meeting in the kennel, the Zags still won't have offensive rebound maestro Braden Huff. Jalen Worley will need to pick up much of that load again, but he has been hobbled by a thigh injury since the St. Mary's game and sat out against Portland. Head coach Mark Few echoed this focus on the elite aspect of the Gales game.
Again, we need to be aggressive. I thought we did a great job in here the last time, being really aggressive and tough, especially on the glass. And that's what you have to do against St. Mary's. You just have to, you got to really battle them, make every basket hard, but you got to be tough on offense too, because they're a heck of a defensive team.
Gonzaga tips off against St. Mary's tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. The Zags could clinch their first regular season sweep over the Gales since 2021. Gonzaga women's hoops also closes their final WCC regular season on the road tomorrow. They travel to the Portland Pilots with even larger tournament seedings implications on the line. The Zags face a Pilots team that lost 3 of their last 4, eliminating last season's co-WCC regular season champs from the race for a back-to-back run. Going into this game, Gonzaga has greatly improved across the board from a rocky start to the year, and head coach Lisa Fortier remarked how proud she is of this team's development over the past few months.
I think we're playing our best basketball, which is what we want to be doing. It takes a long time to get the hang of a new team and young players to get experience and to understand each other and to learn to work together, understand what the words, like, I don't know, who is it? Jackie Chan, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Like they didn't for a long time.
It's a nice rush hour reference, coach. And just like the 1998 Classic, her Zags sprint into the WCC tournament hungry for redemption and will need a win over Portland to have a shot at the top seed. And for high school hoops, the main brackets of the state tournaments begin tonight on neutral floors across the B brackets. We have Liberty Bell against the top-seeded Colfax Bulldogs boys, Okanagan against the Colfax girls, and 4th-seeded Reardon against Cle Elum Roslyn. Tomorrow's action brings a whole lot more. Gonzaga Prep boys and girls in 4A, Ridgeline girls, Mount Spokane boys in 3A, and Deer Park girls and Pullman boys in 2A. All of those teams playing opening round games locally. So safe to say we'll be very, very busy tomorrow. I'll be in Cheney for the most of the day. B games all evening at Cheney High School, and Eastern Washington hosting Northern Arizona not too far away at Reese Court. So just a little bit busy this time of year.
Those B games are so fun, though, because sometimes you get practically the whole town in attendance.
A lot of families out there.
Yeah. All right, Jack, thank you. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order aimed at protecting the national supply of glyphosate, a common herbicide found in Roundup.
The move is now drawing criticism from health advocates, including from his own Health and Human Services Secretary. Maribel Gonzalez breaks down the debate of the health impacts of glyphosate.
Glyphosate is at the center of debate after President Donald Trump signed an executive order to protect the national supply of the herbicide, while medical experts urge caution over its use.
It is applied to corn, to soybeans, to a whole range of crops that make their way into foods that Americans eat.
Dr. Philip Landrigan is a pediatrician and a professor at Boston College. He says children can be the most vulnerable.
Glyphosate is a known hazard to public health, and as a pediatrician, it really concerns me to see this chemical coming through in foods like corn that make their way into breakfast cereals.
In 2015, the World Health Organization classified glyphosate as a probable carcinogen. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the European Union's Food Safety Authority have not found a link to cancer. Still, some, like Moms Across America, a nonprofit that largely supports the administration's health agenda, are advocating for glyphosate bans.
Seeing the science behind glyphosate pointing to the direction that it should be banned, at least restricted.
Experts say you can limit exposure, both in the foods you eat.
People who eat a mainly organic diet have 90% lower levels of pesticide chemicals in their bodies.
And at home.
I would much rather have a few dandelions or other weeds in my yard than expose my child to a chemical that has the probability of causing cancer.
And Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Here is your weekend forecast. We've got temperatures close to 50 degrees both Saturday and Sunday. It is going to be a beautiful weekend with light winds, cool mornings down in the 20s. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast and some pretty sunset photos that I just received after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
All month long, find presidential savings on a new 25 Sierra 1500 Elevation. Now just $199 a month lease. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
It's 2026, and Bill's Heating is celebrating the new year with an incredible offer. $26 tune-ups for a limited time. That's a full professional heating system check to keep your furnace running safely, efficiently, and reliably through the heart of winter. Our service trucks are already on the road, and when a Bill's Heating technician pulls into your driveway, you know your comfort is in good hands. So call 208-777-5528 now to schedule your $26 tune-up. Bill's Heating, comfort you can count on.
What kind of a book is it?
It's a love story.
The Notebook is now a romantic Broadway musical for the ages, full of butterfly-inducing highs.
Why didn't you write to me?
I wrote you a letter every day for a year.
Based on the best-selling novel that inspired the iconic film. Fall in love again at The Notebook.
March 17th through the 22nd at the First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
It's the wall-to-wall sale at Furniture Row, and that means everything is on sale. Like sofas with contemporary elegance and lasting value, to deep-seated reclining comfort, dining tables that fuse form and function, to classic charm with contemporary silhouettes, organic modern beds with minimalist lines, to simple elegance and cool, calming versatility. Plus, save up to $200 on our Denver Mattress Luxe lineup. Shop the comfort, the style, the selection, the savings. During the wall-to-wall sale, only at Furniture Row.
Hot
Tub. Hot Tub. Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2026 inventory. Today through Sunday. 2 locations, Coeur d'Alene and Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2026 inventory. Deep, deep discounts. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Kootenai County Fairgrounds, Coeur d'Alene, and Hapo Center, Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
All month long, find presidential savings up to $9,000 off a new Sierra 2500 HD Denali or 4.9% APR. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
4 News Now is brought to you by Horizon Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Extreme Team.
All right, a little bit earlier, Chris was joking about you're hearing the pings from your computer with people sending you all their sunset photos.
Yes. Yeah? That is the kind of email I like to get. You send all the sunsets you want. I didn't have time to get them all on the air, but I grabbed a few of the first that came in, and they are beautiful. This is one gorgeous sunset after another. Ooh. This one is from Robin Powell, and of course, geez, I just love the colors in this one, and these wind-swept clouds and winds going different directions, and that's why we had such unusual cloud formations. That is from wind shear, where we have strong winds at the 700 millibar level. We have winds at the surface. They're going in different directions, and they create all kinds of groovy patterns. Now, this one troubles me. It's from Scott Powers, and he says they look like jellyfish. And I am thinking, if you're a parent and have ever Googled lice, not that I have or my children ever had lice, but that's what they look like under a microscope. So check your kids' scalps in Liberty Lake. And Brenda Clausen near Rockford. I love this. Couple of what's left of what were lenticular clouds, those flying saucer clouds that head our way occasionally. I love them. Thank you so much. 4 things to know about your weather. Skies are clearing. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. We're going to be in the 50s for days, and we do have some rain with mountain snow coming the middle of next week, and extended forecast calling for above average precipitation. High temperatures tomorrow, and I do have a hunch that almost every number on here is going to be a degree or 2 warmer than what we see right now. Based on my current intuition, 50s though through the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Some of those upper 40s, I would not be surprised if we end up in the 50. It's going to feel like 50 because our winds are going to be lighter. We're going to get some sunshine. Let's track our weather pattern. Right now, as I mentioned, we're right on the edge of this front that has been stationary. It's kept us in the clouds, especially in North Idaho, kept us with an occasional snow flurry, but that is no longer going to be impacting our weather tomorrow. We're going to start to see some high pressure building in for the weekend. It will not be with us for long, and we're just right on the edge of that ridge. And then as we're into Tuesday and Wednesday, Tuesday night, most of Tuesday will be dry. We start to get a more active weather pattern. Temperatures at the surface will be warm enough for rain, but we do have some cooler air coming in the upper layers of the atmosphere, and that will support some mountain snow starting Wednesday with an 80% chance of precipitation after zeros leading up until then. So you have lots of time to maybe get the motorcycle out, play some golf. I know they're opening up the courses, or head to the mountains. They have fresh snow waiting for you. It's kind of a dream weekend ahead for you to enjoy, Derek.
All right. Well, the start of golf season in the Inland Northwest is just a few days away, with the Downriver and Indian Canyon Golf Course set to open on Monday.
And to get you excited, we're soaring above one popular course in North Spokane. Let's go for a ride on the Air 4 drone over the Kalispell Golf and Country Club.
Kalispell Golf and Country Club in North Spokane, just a premier setting for a phenomenal golf course. You get out onto this beautiful sanctuary with the beautiful little Spokane River running through it. You see all types of wildlife and So if your golf game is challenged, your sensories are challenged in, I think, in more of a magnificent way because of just the type of beauty that's out here. Golf is not always relaxing. It's not always fun. It's the greatest, most frustrating sport, but there's a sanctuary here. There's this stress relief that this particular course brings you when you get out onto it.
I'm looking for a course that I can play every day, that I never get tired of. It's my pastime, it's my release. I live for golf. I love it. The rough gets a little high, and that can kind of wear you down a little bit, but it's just a great golf course.
Everyone wants to come and talk about number 16, just because it's a elevated tee box. You actually drive, goes over the road that comes onto the property. For my money, 17 is the most beautiful hole here with 11 different tee boxes. It looks like it's so easy, and yet that's the hole that you walk away from knowing that the golf course got you back.
You just can't beat it. You'd think you'd died and gone to heaven playing here today. It's just gorgeous.
Inspiring. I need to get into golf. Before we go to break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Clay Walker stands as a towering figure in country music with his electrifying performances. Live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, March 5th. Get your tickets now.
Winning is just the beginning.
Nothing comes easy, whether in the garden or the kitchen. Every meal starts with heart, hustle, and a whole lot of hard work. And your finances should work just as tirelessly as you do. Ascend Checking from P1FCU can earn you 3.5% APY with no monthly fees, no gimmicks, just rewards for the work that you're already doing. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Today through Sunday. 2 locations, Coeur d'Alene and Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in 1 day only. New 2026 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Kootenai County Fairgrounds, Coeur d'Alene, and Hapo Center, Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
At Parker Toyota, our commitment to you begins the moment you drive off the lot in your new vehicle.
We have more Toyota Master Diagnostic technicians than anyone in the Northwest.
That means our technicians are the most experienced at identifying and fixing any mechanical issues, ensuring that your Toyota receives the care it deserves.
Open 7 days a week. Call or go online to schedule your appointment at parkertoyota.com.
The train is right on time. Grand Funk Railroad still shining on tour. Live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, April 16th.
Winning is just the beginning.
Join us for Lives After the Oscars show
on KXLY ABC4.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside, the state high school basketball tournaments begin today at a couple of classifications. Our sports team is covering games all around the region right now. The highlights for you coming up tonight at 11 o'clock.
Your planning forecast. Plan to enjoy this weekend, and if you do not have that opportunity, early next week, also very nice. We do have some rain on the way the middle of next week.
It really is wild what you were saying earlier, but it's one of those weekends where you can do snow sports or you can do like golf or whatever. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Anything but yard work, right? No.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Put that off for a little while longer.
Some of our producers were talking about sunglasses and pools already. I was like, I think we're a little too, just
Maybe
a little
not
bit away
yet.
from that.
Real heated.
Maybe not yet.
All right, we'll see you tonight at 11 for Night's Out.